Ellie, and it is July 10th, 2012, and it's 3:36 p.m. And today I'm going to talk about clinical depression. Um, Clinical depression, a lot of people don't understand that it's a medical thing. And clinical depression, I have clinical depression, and it's not just the feeling of being sad or depressed about something. It's a feeling of hopelessness and um, like complete and utter despair. And it's you have it like all the time pretty much, and medicine can help with it. So it's it's not a joke. Depression is very serious, and if you think you have depression, you should talk to your regular medical doctor about it, because they can refer you to a psychotherapist who you can see for counseling and medication. And medication helps with depression, because what depression is that in your brain you have neurons that send messages to each other. So neurons have serotonin in them, which is like a message, the message that they pass to each other. So then when it passes serotonin to the other, it sucks the serotonin out. So when it does too much sucking and it sucks the serotonin, it sucks too much serotonin out, then that's when you become depressed. And medicine can help with that. And so yeah, there are a bunch of different kinds of medication for that, and the medication for depression is called antidepressants. So there's stuff like Seroquel and Paxil and Zoloft and Prozac, and I'm on Prozac. Um, Not everything, like different medications work for different people. Like if Prozac works for me, it might not work for someone else who's depressed. And stuff like Paxil is not really for kids. So if you're a teenager and you think you're depressed, or if you are depressed, they're probably not going to give you Paxil. They were thinking about giving me Paxil because my mom is on it, because my mom has major depression, and they still might put me on it, but I don't know. They aren't going to right now. The Prozac works okay, but I kind of think I need something new. But anyway, enough about me. So this is my cow. I'm just gonna hug her. Um, so depression is often inherited. That's definitely what happened with me. My mom has major depression and she passed it on to me. And depression hasn't been proven to be genetic, but there's like a really strong belief in the psychiatric community that depression is inherited. Um, they haven't found which genes pass it on yet, but they're looking for it. Maybe they'll find it soon. And yeah, that's definitely something that is pretty much true at this point. And it's also caused by traumatic experiences like abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse. I'm going to have a whole week about abuse soon. That sounds very sadistic. But yeah, it's caused by things like being kidnapped, or seeing something terrible. Anything that could be traumatic. So depression can be caused by things like that. And depression isn't always permanent. For some people, it's just for a while, like maybe a year or something. I have the kind that's pretty much for my whole life, because my mom has, and that's the kind that they're assuming I have. And mine was originally triggered by schoolwork. At the beginning of my freshman year, I started having school anxiety, because I take my grades way too seriously, and they're like all I care about, and I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't doing them well enough, and that freaked me out. And so added that to my depression I got from my mom, and then I get severe depression. So lucky me. That was sarcastic. Just clearing that up. And yeah, so yeah, there's like major depression, not major depression. I guess that's minor depression. But and depression is not just like one thing. There's also Depression is like kind of a broad term. Like there's bipolar disorder, which is a type of depression, and there's like I think OCD is under the depression category and stuff. But it's like not all mental illnesses are depression, and if you are depressed, that doesn't mean you're insane. Insanity actually is not really a medical term; it's a law term, like reason of insanity. But the medical term for that is psychosis, psychotic. So psychosis isn't even depression. Psychosis is generally like schizophrenia and bipolar maybe, and hallucinations and stuff. And bipolar is like depression and psychosis. And bipolar, if you don't know, it means that if you have bipolar, then it's kind of like major mood swings. But it's really major, and bipolar, it's not like something that's super common. So don't just like assume you have bipolar. It's like a really serious thing. And if you have a lot of mood swings, if they're like serious mood swings and you're like going rampant when you're on the bad side of mood swings, then you should probably see someone about that. But if you just have like regular mood swings, you probably don't have bipolar. So yeah. So depression, yeah, it's not mostly, but it's genetic sometimes, and it's a disease. Depression is a excuse me, depression is a disease, and it's a very serious disease, and a lot of people die from committing suicide because of depression. But it's also very treatable with the right medication, and if you think you have depression, then you should definitely see someone about it, because it's very serious. If you think someone else, someone who like family members, friends, classmates, if you think they have depression, you should tell someone or talk to them about it, because it's very serious. And don't always assume that people who are like perfect, quote unquote, perfect is a bad word, keep that in mind. So people who seem really happy, don't assume that they aren't depressed, because I was that kid definitely in elementary school. I was like super happy, and I was always like puppies, rainbows, kittens, marshmallows, yay. But then I got really depressed my freshman year, and I started self-harming. Now I have scars all over myself and that. So don't assume that all the happy kids are happy, because we're not. So yeah, keep that in mind. And depression, it's not something that you just like have symptoms of, really, like not really noticeable symptoms, because I was depressed for about 7 months before I told anyone, and no one knew. So that proves that like you can't just like point to someone and be like, aha, they're depressed. Like that's not how it works. So yeah, and depression is not always suicidal, self-harming. Not even just like even with self-harming is not always cutting. So depression, like it doesn't always have those. It doesn't come in a box set like that. It comes with whatever it feels like. So you can be depressed but not be suicidal. You can be depressed and not self-harm. Unfortunately, I got both of those in mine. And some people, like some days when you have depression, you can't get out of bed in the morning. I've had a lot of days like those. Like today was kind of one of those days. And sometimes depression can turn into anger. That happens a lot when sadness turns into anger, but when depression turns into anger, it's like really angry, because depression is really, really sad and depressing. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about depression. If you have any questions about it, just like email me, drop an ask in my box. I'm going to have to start saying that now. I thought of that the other day. Drop an ask in my box. And, I'm always here to talk to you. If you think you have depression but you don't want to talk to anyone, you can talk to me about it. I can't promise to give the best advice. I can't promise to, give you an epiphany, but I can promise to have totally open ears and a shoulder to cry on. So I'm totally here for you. I just want to remind you that you're beautiful, you're smart, you're amazing, you're funny, you're perfect in every way, and you're awesome. And if you think you're going to kill yourself right now, call 1-800-SUICIDE. That's the suicide hotline. 1-800-SUICIDE. because we can't lose you. You're too much to lose. And yeah, you can, if you think you're going to kill yourself, go to the nearest ER. That's pretty much what Suicide Hotline is going to tell you to do. But they'll talk to you about what's going on. But you go to the nearest emergency room or call Suicide Hotline. If you need to talk to someone else, if you need to vent, I'm totally here. And yeah, so don't do anything to yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't kill yourself. Don't do anything. Please, I'm begging you. So yeah, and my email address is elifly, ELIFLY .h@gmail.com. So yeah, you can email me there, drop an ask in my box. Yeah, and if you have questions, like in a few weeks, I'm probably going to do a question and answers thing because I think that'd be really fun. So if you have any questions, like about me or about my opinions on things or like about mental health things, or anything really, you can tell me, and I can use it in my question and answers thing. So thank you for watching. You are fabulous, just fabulous, straight up fabulous. And yeah, if you think you're gonna do anything, again, call Suicide Hotline, 1-800-SUICIDE. So thank you for watching. Bye.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arrive.